me holy. If there's anything in my life that doesn't honor you tonight, I'm listening, Lord. Speak to me. Speak to me.
One school of thought says you have to be emotional more than intellectual when you deal with God. Another school of thought says it is not a matter of your emotions, it's a matter of your intellect. But this morning I have come to tell you that they that worship God must worship Him in. So that the relationship is a spiritual relationship. He says, now therefore there is no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh but after the spirit. So it is a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual relationship. The verse that says worship in spirit and in truth is a spiritual relationship, but depending on the particular move of God at that moment, He will use your emotions or your intellect. So it's not an emotional one side or an intellect one side, it is a balance. He says spirit and in truth. Other versions will say worshiping in spirit and in reality. So looking at the real state of events at that time, God will decide that I want to ride on the emotions of my people to get through to them. Other times He will say I want to ride on the intellect of my people to get through to them. Give your neighbor a high five and say it's a balance. Now hear me. Now hear me. John the Baptist was in his mother's womb. I was telling my wife this the last time. John the Baptist was in his mother's womb. He didn't know anything. He must have been a fetus. He hadn't even formed fully yet. But when the mother of Jesus came in through the door, the baby in the womb leapt. Now hear me. Fast forward a few years later, when John the Baptist was in prison, he sent word to Jesus and said, "Are you the Messiah, or should we expect another?" The baby in the womb of Elizabeth was spiritually discerned, and he knew that was the Messiah. But when he grew up and flesh came around and his soul was active, it clouded his spiritual antenna. My God, my God. And so he could not see that this was the Messiah. Our relationship with God is not emotional, it is not intellectual, it is not fleshly, it is spiritual. Job said in the midst of his problem, his boils, his children were dead, his materialistic elements were gone, but he said, I know that my Redeemer liveth. This morning I drive a Toyota Corolla. I live in flats. I don't have my own house, but baby, I have some angry, desperate believers.
I wanna be where you are. I wanna know, Lord, who you are. So when you call my name, I'll say